What's up, everybody? I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer. Now, I saw an excellent comment regarding this film, and I think that comment basically sums up my complete feelings about Prometheus. That is, movies are like wine. You gotta give them time to age. Prometheus, we're following two scientists who think they may have found the answers to where we come from and who created us. So they asked the whaling company to fund them and take them to this near-off planet where they believe that their so-called creators may be residing in. Now, Prometheus is the alien prequel that Ridley Scott says is not an alien prequel, that it truly is a standalone film. However, I'm going to tell you, after seeing Prometheus, I don't care what Ridley Scott says, this is an alien prequel. We're going to see Prometheus. You have to see this film in the theaters and in 3D, predominantly IMAX 3D. Prometheus is simply the best use I have seen of 3D to date, and by no means is it non-existent or is it just a gimmick. So many movies come out in 3D every year, and we wonder, why is this movie in 3D? Only truly few films need to come out and be in 3D. Prometheus is one of them, and boy does Ridley Scott use it to its advantage. There's a sequence where, like, if they'll pull out a hologram of a recorded message, that hologram will be in, it'll be in 3D, because a hologram is supposed to be like three-dimensional, and when it opens up, you yourself are watching, you feel like that hologram is like right there in front of you. That is what 3D is supposed to be like. It's not supposed to be like the hand coming out like, look, we can do what we can do with 3D. What Ridley Scott did is he had, the scope of this film is so huge, the rooms are so big, the planet is so wide, yet it still has that claustrophobic feel that made Alien such a hit back in 1979. While the first half of Prometheus is very beautiful to watch and presents excellent visuals of the ship and 3D effects, but Prometheus really doesn't get going until they actually land on the planet. Because once they land on the planet, that's when the tension and then the suspense really kicks in. And let me tell you, when it kicks in, it gets a little unbearable. There's definitely a couple of sequences that were very tenseful, but there was one in particular where it literally had the whole theater going, and I'm sure you know of it by now. That is, you remember that classic scene in Aliens when the thing came out of the guy's chest or whatever? Well, they basically take that sequence and they crank it to an 11. There is a birthing sequence in this movie that was absolutely gripping on the head, and I myself was like, oh! If I had to make one criticism on Prometheus, it would be that, well, there's a sequence in this film where some of the characters make some really dumb decisions. While the outcome is terrifying, God almighty, were they dumb. I mean, it revolves around when you see this alien creature and they decide that they're going to poke at it and try to touch it and make contact with it. I'm sorry, but this is the first time you're seeing an alien species and the first thing you want to do is pet it. We can say whatever we want about Prometheus, but hands down, no one can make a sci-fi film like Ridley Scott. As the score goes, I'm going to give this film a 4.5 out of 5. So without further ado, I am the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and you guys just been slashed.